Hello everyone, Siavash here. In this video we're going to talk about loops. In programming, sometimes you need to do something over and over again. For that, you use the concept of loops. Actually, in every programming language you have loops. It's a very essential and basic concept that you really need to have, otherwise that's no programming language. Basically, there are two types of loops, for loop and while loop. Let's just jump into coding and let's see it in action. So let's open Visual Studio Code. We create a new file. From here, File, New File, or hit Control N, or use this shortcut here. Let's call it session07.py. And here, first I'll write the body, the syntax, as they say, the syntax of for loop. It's like this: for counter in range 10 colon, remember this colon, and do this. Now what does that mean? This for is a keyword, and keywords are the part of the language, so that's how you tell the compiler I'm gonna write a for loop. This counter is basically your step. What do I mean by that? This is going to control which time it is. Is it the first time that the loop is running, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, and on and on and on. And in is another keyword, and then range. So using range, you tell the loop how many times you want it to run, and we said 10 times. So instead of me typing print hello 10 times, I just wrote it once, and using a loop I make it run 10 times. So let's hit F5 and run this code. Well, as you can see, hello got printed 10 times, and great, I have great spelling, look at here, Jesus. So anyways, in this range is very important. Let's say I want to start from 5 to 10. Can I do that? Sure. You call this a parameter. So basically, if you have a function like print, like range, and you give to the function a value, you call that value a parameter. So for the print function, we have one parameter, and it's called hello, and we already know it's a string. Why? Because of these quotations. For range, we have one parameter, it's 10, and it's an integer. Why? Because we already know that this is an integer value, and if you hold on to this, you see it says 10 and int, and pylint is doing that for you. That's why we installed pylint. Anyways, so I want to use the counter here to see and really understand, conceive what that counter is. Let's print the counter itself. And remember, I said when you use when you want to print the variable, what's inside the variable, you don't use the quotations. If I do this, then the literal counter will be written 10 times. We don't want that. This way we are telling Python, go look inside counter and see what's inside and print that value. So let's hit F5, and as you can see, it starts from 0 to 9. So first of all, you can see here that computers are mostly zero-based. Programming languages are zero-based. When you say 10 times, it means 0 to 9. Let's say I want to start from 5 to 10. Simply, you give it another parameter. So the first parameter is from where you want to start. Then put a comma, meaning I want to go to the second parameter. Then give it 10, meaning where I want to stop. So this is your starting point, this is your stopping point. Let's hit F5. Now as you can see, it says 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright. And let's say I want to print every other value. So here I can, the third parameter, I can give it something like this, and it means this step, means every other value. Let's print this. As you can see, it goes 5, then steps over 6, it goes for 7, steps over and goes for 9. So that's our step, technically speaking. Alright, so now we understand what this counter is, and you can name it whatever you want. It's just a variable. Actually, most people use I for that. It's tradition. It stands for iterator. So when you use I there, you must use I here, and if you hit F5, you can see the code runs the same. Now let's put 1,000 and see how fast this is. F5. So it's gonna go from 0 to 999, and it's done. So that's the structure of for loop. In the next video, we're going to talk about while loop.